This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
Everything happened in like 5 seconds. It was like it came, boom. It was you hear a lot of commotion and stuff. Then it was just over.
Off the top at 10, dangerous weather wreaking havoc across the Midwest and the South tonight, with multiple tornadoes touching down today. Little Rock, Arkansas hit hard by a catastrophic tornado this afternoon. At least 2 people reported dead there tonight. And now, the governor of Arkansas declaring a state of emergency. North of Arkansas, numerous tornadoes are being reported near Iowa City. The severe weather toppled power poles, even ripping the roof off an apartment building. In the town of Solon, people watching local television there could see a roof flying off of an apartment building during a Cedar Rapids newscast. And a little more than 100 miles north of St. Louis, a tornado hitting the town of Riverton, Illinois. That's just outside of Springfield. You can see the damage at this child care center. There was also damage to homes and multiple trees are down in that area. We want to thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Brent Solomon. Despite severe weather warnings earlier today, the St. Louis area came out mostly unscathed. We remain in storm alert tonight as strong winds continue to blow across the bi-state. It has been a busy night for our Weather First team. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell standing by now with what we can expect into the weekend. Scott.
Well, for most of us, Brent, the severe weather threat is over. We still have some storms we're tracking, though, off to the east and southeast of St. Louis. And until that line completely clears the Interstate 57 corridor, we're having to deal with these storms. So right now, a severe thunderstorm warning, southern Jefferson County in Illinois. It's because this storm is bowing out, as you see right there at the intersection where 55 and 64 split south of Mount Vernon. Gusty, strong winds are continuing across southern portions of Jefferson County. Now, outside of that, the threat now back to the St. Louis area, that's pretty much over, but we still will have some wind. These are all severe weather reports from earlier today, including strong winds like in and around up in St. Charles County. It says west of Grafton, 63 miles per hour there. We had winds gusting over on the Illinois side around 64 to 67 miles per hour in Greenville, Illinois. That's also left several thousand customers without power. At this moment over in Madison County, there's more than 6,000 customers without power, nearly 3,000 in Montgomery County in Illinois. Power outages are concentrated in those areas. At Lambert right now, stiff breeze. We're going to keep that breeze going as March ends, goes out. No doubt about it, like a lion. The severe threat has come to an end for the majority of us. Strong gusty winds will continue overnight. There may be additional power outages with those gusty winds, and it's cold and blustery early tomorrow morning. We'll be back in a few minutes and talk about the next severe weather threat.
All right, we'll see you then, Scott. A reminder, you can stay on top of the Weather First forecast anytime. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send that info to your phone. Developing tonight, the military identifying the 9 soldiers killed 2 days ago on a Black Hawk training exercise in Kentucky. 2 of them were from Missouri. Our Robert Townsend joins us in studio now with more on those fallen soldiers. Robert.
Brent, today we learned Chief Warrant Officers Rustin Smith and Zachary Esparza both died in the crash just 2 nights ago. Their sudden deaths have definitely devastated their families and their communities.
Here's video of the fiery wreckage just minutes after 2 U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters crashed in Kentucky Wednesday night. 9 soldiers died. 32-year-old Rustin Smith of Rolla and 36-year-old Zachary Esparza of Southeast Missouri were part of the Army's 101st Airborne Division stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Today is a tough and a tragic day for Kentucky, for the Fort Campbell, and for the 101st.
During a solemn news conference Thursday, Kentucky's governor gave a brief tribute to the 9 fallen soldiers.
The 9 individuals we lost are children of God. They will be mourned and missed by their families, by their communities.
The Black Hawk helicopters went down in the dark during what the Army called a routine training mission.
These specific aircraft were medical evacuation aircraft. However, we believe that they were The accident occurred when they were doing flying, not deliberate medical evacuation drills.
No, it wasn't anything anybody could do.
James Hughes lives near the scene.
We heard a loud boom and two small booms, and all of a sudden the engine shut down.
Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt extended his condolences to the families of Rustin Smith and Zachary Esparza. In a statement, Schmitt said the men and women who serve in our armed forces are among the bravest and most selfless individuals our nation has to offer.
We must remember that freedom relies on those who are willing to serve, some of which pay the ultimate price.
Investigators hope they'll find data similar to a black box that will help them pinpoint the exact cause of that helicopter crash.
Robert Townsend reporting tonight. Right now, St. Louis police looking for whoever killed a man and injured a toddler. It happened on Thrush Avenue near Lillian Avenue around 12:45 this afternoon. Officers say someone shot a man in the stomach. He died at the hospital. A toddler was cut by broken glass, but only had minor injuries. An anti-crime activist on scene wants politicians to join the fight in cleaning up the streets.
The gun laws, these gun laws was not made for St. Louis. We're not shooting deers and rabbits. We're around here shooting each other. And so, you know, when you got a 12-year-old that can walk down the street with an AR, with a gun, and you can't say nothing to him because it's the law. It's a problem, and it's a problem for this city.
Police believe this was an isolated incident. Anyone with info about a possible suspect should contact St. Louis police. Well, the man known as the package killer is now convicted of a fourth murder in the St. Louis area. Today, Gary Muehlberg pled guilty to the 1990 murder of Robin Meehan. She was just 19 years old when Muehlberg picked her up along Cherokee Street in South City. Her body found stuffed between two mattresses along a highway in Silex, Missouri. Decades later, DNA evidence led investigators to Muehlberg. That was just last year. Well, he confessed to killing 4 women that he picked up along Cherokee. He received life sentences for those crimes. He's been in prison since 1995 for murdering a man who tried to buy a car from him. Planned Parenthood is suing the Missouri Attorney General. The suit claims Andrew Bailey's office demanded records from Planned Parenthood as part of an investigation into the Washington University Transgender Center. Planned Parenthood argues the clinic has nothing to do with the center. It is trying to block access to its records. The CEO of Planned Parenthood said in part, "We'll continue providing expert and evidence-based health care while we fight in court." This investigation is what ignorance and transphobia look like, and they have no place in our exam rooms, end quote. Attorney General Bailey responded, saying in part, Planned Parenthood is running to court to try to hide everything. Missourians should be very concerned. There is also a growing recognition that there is not yet solid evidentiary support for gender transition interventions, end quote. You can read the full statement right now on KSDK.com. Well, our Weather First team remains hard at work. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joining us now. We're not out of the woods yet, Scott.
No, we have winds to deal with overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. We're done with thunderstorms as they race off to the east, but these gusty winds tonight could cause additional power outages. See you in a few minutes.
And as we continue in Storm Alert, we have some photos that we want to share from many of you who sent them in. This is one from Cami Kimes in Hillsboro, Missouri. She was able to safely capture this lightning strike today. We want to take a look now at video that shows hail from today's storm. Tyler Schurter shared this from Bowling Green, Missouri. He tells us his area saw 2 rounds of hail, both golf ball size and even pea size. And you can call this one the calm before the storm. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joining us now with the Weather First forecast. Hey there.
Hey, it has been a crazy day weather-wise across the bi-state area. And, you know, we didn't see widespread severe weather in St. Louis. Yes, we had hail damage and hail reports that were pretty extensive. But listen, we'll take that compared to the other scenes we've seen out of Iowa, what we've seen happen around Memphis and around Little Rock this afternoon. You see the big band of storms come through in Lambert earlier today. We've had a lot of wind with these showers and thunderstorms that came through today. Not all of it associated with thunderstorms. Winds gusting between 40 and 65 miles per hour. Even a couple of reports of close to 70 mile per hour winds. And of course, a fair amount of damage. We have about 10,000, give or take a few thousand customers without power on both sides of the river, especially east of St. Louis. All the red indicators here where tornadoes were reported today. A lot of storm spotters to our north. Most of those storms that produced tornadoes were either to our north or to our south. If you were watching earlier and ticked off because we were talking about Clay County and that tornado warning there, shortly after it moved across the border just east of Clay County, it did produce a tornado, stayed on the ground for quite a while. Tornado watch in effect right now across much of Indiana, now stretching over into Ohio. Going to be an active time for the folks there. We're tending to see things settle down. Our severe weather threat is now over, and really this warning that was in effect here in Jefferson County, that's in Illinois, southeast of Mount Vernon, that system pushing farther to the east, out of our area. The only thing we're going to deal with overnight tonight, a change in temperature, a change in attitude with gusty winds tomorrow morning. And yeah, you're going to walk outside. These temperatures drop off. And when the colder air starts filtering in late tonight, there's another surge of wind. So we could have some 55, 60 mile per hour wind gusts overnight. And we're dropping and holding in the low to mid 40s tomorrow morning with some clouds and those gusty winds. The winds will settle down during the afternoon hours and temperatures will go back into the lower 50s. But man, it is going to be gusty and just kind of raw tomorrow morning, and that's no April Fool's joke. Here you go with the wind gusts overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, especially going north and northeast of St. Louis, about as strong as we saw today during the thunderstorms for most of us, maybe stronger for some of us. Wind advisory for all areas. It will get tapered from west to east through the day tomorrow. Right now in St. Louis, we've started to clear out around the St. Louis area. We'll take that. 66 degrees at the moment. Winds have turned to the west at 20 miles per hour. They will still gust between 40 and 60 miles per hour overnight tonight. That wind advisory continuing. Tomorrow, your gusty winds to around 50 in the morning. Only 53 for the high. It'll be another chilly night over down the street for soccer. The match is going to be rather chilly as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Weather alert day tomorrow for the strong winds as we work our way into the rest of the weekend. Improvement.
All right.
70.
Cool and windy is what we're looking for tomorrow. Scott, thanks. That does it for your news at 10. Corey Miller standing by with 5 on your sideline.